are here today and within the sound of my voice, it is highly likely that you are a part of a community of believers called not just to salvation, but to abundance, purpose, and impact. The truth is simple. God is not limited, and neither is his desire to prosper you. The question that I have for you today is, are you ready to be a millionaire? Most people focus only on the mechanics of money, the investment strategies, the side hustle, but they completely ignore the emotional infrastructure required to attract, handle, and sustain millions. A cracked vase cannot hold a flood of blessings. You cannot expect a limitless future if you are operating with the limitations of yesterday's pain. My challenge for you today is simple. Before we talk about dollars, we must talk about the discipleship of the mind. We must talk about the healing, the emotional injuries that fuel those negative thoughts, disruptive emotions, and poor choices. Over the next 20 minutes, let's unlock the spiritual and emotional discipline, the emotional hygiene that will allow your vessel to be strong enough, clean enough, and large enough to receive the millions God is ready to send. My name is Schellie Fanfan, and I am a licensed psychotherapist, best-selling author, and transformational speaker. I am currently involved in advanced research in the area of clinical sexology as a doctoral candidate. I am the CEO and owner of Schellie Consulting, where we empower individuals around the world to literally live in their smiles. I am an ordained minister with an assignment on today, and that is to highlight the importance of managing your mental health to remove all blockages to attracting wealth. The title of your message, uniquely crafted for you, is Saved and Paid, the emotional hygiene required for millions. Are you ready? Let us talk about 3 points to ponder as we position ourselves to receive beyond what we imagined in our finances, starting with number 1. What comes up for you when you hear the word millionaire? What comes up for you when you hear the word millionaire? The other day I was at the airport, frustrated per usual, because there was a woman that was holding up the security line. So for those of you who travel, you know that to get past the security point, you have to go into this machine. You have to stand in a very prescribed way, structured way in order to effectively scan your body so you can move to the other side of the security point. Most of the security points will have you stand with your feet shoulder width apart and arms straight up in the air. And so this woman goes into the machine, that same area, that apparatus that I'm explaining, and she just puts her arms out and puts her head up. And the security officers are like, ma'am, please look at the picture and put your arms up over your head. She looks at the picture and does it all over again. Puts her head back, arms out. The gentleman says it again. Ma'am, please look at the picture. Arms up over your head. Everybody else is frustrated. And I realized what was happening. It was a mind-body disconnection. She was looking at the picture. She actually thought her body was doing what the picture reflected, but there was a disconnection. And as a retired dancer, I know the importance of mind-body connection. So many of us walk around completely disconnected from our thoughts, completely disconnected from our feelings. And that keeps us walking outside of our entitled position of dominance in life. So I ask again, what comes up for you when you hear the word millionaire? Thoughts charge our emotions, and our emotions influence how we choose and how we show up. Let me say that again. Thoughts charge, they fuel our emotions, and our emotions influence how we choose and how we show up. And although each and every one of us represent different cultures, different upbringings, different socioeconomic statuses, and know that this is true for every human being. What comes up for you when you hear the word millionaire? What thoughts, what emotions, and what images? What do you see? That, my brothers and sisters, is where the healing begins as it relates to attracting wealth. In the over 25 years of working with God's people, I have observed that what comes up for individuals when they first hear the word millionaire exposes their blockages. For many, that word millionaire causes fear. For others, a blur, meaning an inability to truly see it for themselves. For others, limited thoughts surface. For some, excitement absent of a strategic plan. Some see it as money, which is also problematic because wealth is so much more than money. When I started on this entrepreneurial journey, when I heard the word millionaire, I would immediately see a white Caucasian male. My primary thoughts were, I just want to do the work of God. I don't need all that. I just want to be comfortable. And what that did to me was limit me. Can you imagine being at the checkout line and the cashier tells you that the items you selected, ma'am, or the items you selected, sir, is buy one, get two free? How many of you would say, wait one heavenly minute, I will be right back and go get what you are entitled to? I know I would. This is a season where we just have to upgrade our software. All of us are a byproduct of our neurological programming. We need to move pre-existing data to trash and invite thoughts that carry energy, divine energy that aligns with the flow of prosperity that is all around us. You see, my software was upgraded when I began to meet women that look like me, think like me, and worshiped like me. Women who are buying multiple houses in cash and sitting on multiple millions, living a saved and humble life of service to the Lord. My software was upgraded when I met believers who were multi-millionaires building schools and hospitals in third world countries. I am talking about first generation millionaires within my reach, walking out God's desire to bless us beyond imagination. What comes up for you when you hear the word millionaire? It's not just about money. It is about access, liberty, freedom, impact, influence, authority, all that is needed to advance the kingdom agenda. What comes up for you? Write it down. Assess it. Ask yourself, does this, whatever you have written down, can this attract the millions in store for me? Because if it does not, heal it. Heal the fear. Heal the procrastination. Heal the blurred vision. Heal the greed. Heal the addictions. Heal the low self-confidence. Get healed. How, you ask? Where do you go when you have a toothache? Where do you go when you are experiencing a physical ailment that you cannot take care of on your own? Where do you go when it's time to upgrade the prescription for your eyeglasses? What I'm saying to each and every one of you, get a therapist. Some may need a powerful anointed coach, but truth be told, most of us need therapy and not coaching. But that is a different message for another time. And when you get there, and when they ask you why you are there, say, I have discovered several blockages that are not allowing me to attract what is rightfully mine. Or I am trying to discover the root of what keeps me from being all that I am called to be. Give yourself access to the healing that is available to you right now. Your success can never surpass the level of your mental health. I have worked with high achieving men and women who did not realize that they were emotionally reacting to memories they could not even remember. I am talking about high achievers who were feeling and experiencing anger, frustration, an inability to focus and concentrate, problematic relationships, prolonged grief, constant sadness, constant worry, mood instability, the inability to calm thoughts. Unmanaged feelings can operate as a spiritual and financial blocker, serving as a negative attraction magnet. Unmanaged thoughts can cause you a seven-figure life. Get ready to do the necessary internal work because the time for you to be saved and paid is now. Number 2, what does your mindset smell like? All of us have different ways that we care for ourselves. Some of us take 2 showers a day, have a special lotion or perfume, cologne that we wear daily. We iron our clothes the night before and prepare what we will wear on the next day. Some may do that in the morning as they prepare for their workday. Some prefer showers over baths. Who knows? For dental hygiene, some brush in the morning and at night and after every meal. Some have poor dental hygiene and brush 1 time a day, fail to floss, and don't see a dentist every 6 months. I have a loved one that calls those individuals poo-poo mouths. And that is not a judgment, just the facts, according to my dentist, who explained to me ever so clearly that block parties germs have in our teeth and in our gums when we don't take care of our mouths is unbelievable. And she made that very clear to me. I digress. We all have different practices that reveal how healthy we are or are not living. Hygiene is defined as a set of practices and conditions that are necessary to maintain optimal health and prevent the spread of dis-ease. Without the proper emotional hygiene, 2 things could happen. 1, you will never achieve wealth, or you will attain it and not be able to maintain it. Sarah Jakes Roberts says that what you do between rest and rise will determine your destiny. She is specifically talking about what you choose to do from the time you wake up out of your sleep to when you are ready to step out into the world daily will determine what you attract. Some of you have super low quality of thinking, and you have no business on social media. Some of you have super low quality of thinking that you have no business stepping out of your beds in the morning without reciting powerful affirmative statements over your life and over your mind, over your gifts and over your abilities. What you do daily. What do you do daily? This is a question for you. What do you do daily that renders you eligible and credible for the millions you desire? What does excellent emotional hygiene look like? It looks like great boundaries. It looks like stop being the go-to for people you cannot go to. It looks like getting out and staying out of toxic relationships, maintaining a roster of friends and family that fuel you, reading self-development books, exercising, addressing emotional injury with therapy. It looks like counseling and coaching for accountability and preventive health. It looks like intentional self-talk and positive affirmations unceasingly throughout the day. It looks like meditating daily, prayer, constantly choosing optimism over pessimism. It looks like reframing your thoughts with consistency and intention. You may not always be able to control what thoughts get into your emotional real estate, but you get to choose what thoughts stay. Upgrade your emotional hygiene. You are a millionaire and you need the mental resilience to manage it. Action items for you. Create a morning routine that allows you to enforce your God-given authority into and over your day. Create an evening routine that allows you to effectively decompress and connect with others, to connect with yourself, to connect with the things that you love to do in a meaningful way. Get therapy. Establish therapy or a high-performing coach for accountability and growth. Commit to reading books and going to conferences ongoing to continue your journey forward, upward, and unbothered. Forward, upward, and unbothered. Your journey forward, upward, and unbothered. Last point. There is no emotional health without vision. One of the first things that a therapist or an anointed coach will do with you is create a plan to address existing gaps in your life. Gaps are the spaces that exist between where you are and where you need to be. Ultimately, that is all of our life experiences, right? Doing what is necessary to limit those gaps. In this season, when we are hooting and hollering about millions, we have to understand that you need a destination for your GPS system to work. Where are you going? What does it look like? How are you getting there? Everything requires a strategic plan. That plan is an expressway that causes your brain to be stimulated, aligned, and programmed to get you to the ultimate outcome. What a tragedy to be in God's will and outside of his divine strategy for your life. Write the vision, make it plain. While I have a vision statement for my business, which includes what I want to earn in a year and a clear plan to generate that revenue, I also have a vision statement for me personally outside of the realm of work. And this is important because I clearly understand that my emotional health and how I want to show up in this world is what gives me the necessary posture to bust past the walls that often confine us. I'm going to take this moment to read it to you. This is my 2026 vision for my personal life. Well, it kind of encompasses several domains. And it reads, by the end of 2026, I will be operating in a year defined by overflow and sovereign alignment. My career will not only be successful, but I will be thriving, having achieved deep purpose alignment that makes my work feel like a definitive calling. My high earnings will have created massive financial overflow and significant disposable income, allowing me to fund my dreams, give generously, and live with complete financial peace. My marriage will be a stable, loving haven where my partner and I will be deeply connected, growing together through a foundation of mutual respect and joy. As a mother, I will be fully present, creating moments of deep connection rather than distraction. My relationship with my body will be one of discipline and joy. I will adhere to disciplined eating habits, and I will maintain consistent exercise, which will fuel my energy and resilience. I will be fully present in all my relationships, listening and engaging with total focus. I will intentionally embrace mindfulness in great moments, savoring every joy. I will consistently make healthy, self-respecting decisions in all my relationships, choosing peace over drama. My life will be balanced by a strong commitment to leisure and recreation, which will be a priority and not an afterthought. I will show up for myself with the same fierce commitment and love that I give to others. My mind will be a healthy, resilient space grounded in a proactive, optimistic mindset, allowing me to meet every challenge with resilience and grace. Above all, I will maintain a deep, daily commitment to reading, studying, and aligning with the Word of God, which will be the unshakable foundation and ultimate source of all my success. That's my vision statement, guys. It is clear, and its clarity, gives me direction, gives me motivation, and it gives me hope. Today, we discussed healing what comes up for you when you hear the word millionaire, upgrading your software to remove blockages to your wealth. We discussed the importance of elevating your emotional hygiene, and we touched on the importance of having clear vision for the ultimate outcomes you want to achieve. Write it down with clarity and ensure you have a strategic plan to attain it. Now, the rest is up to you. Friends, you came here believing that you could be saved and you can get paid. But I hope today you are leaving with a new understanding. Your faith is your foundation, but your emotional health is the active engine of your financial destiny. The millions you seek are not hiding in a stock market trick or a business secret. They are waiting for you to get out of your own way, to heal the old wound, to conquer the limiting thought, and to commit to a daily emotional hygiene routine that elevates your energy and attracts abundance. Your emotional wounds are not a sign of weakness. They are simply the unaddressed evidence of yesterday's pain. And today, that pain stops influencing your tomorrow. So I challenge you, leave this conference with a renewed commitment, not just to your prayer life, but to your thought life. Go and apply. Apply. Somebody say apply. Turn to your neighbor and say apply. Go and apply the healing you've accessed today. Discipline your mind, embrace your emotional freedom, and watch as your external reality, which is your income, your impact, your legacy, watch it finally align with the limitless. Watch it finally align with the limitless blessing God has already decreed over your life. Go forth, not just saved, but healed, whole, and financially unstoppable.